All right, guys, today we're gonna be talking about Toyota Supra rear wiper delete. Now guys, this is actually pretty neat because believe it or not, this rear wiper delete kit, you can't find in the US. Nope, you cannot find it in the US at all. So where I did find it was at the Pro Spec Imports, PSI. And these guys were awesome. So what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna show you the kit up close, because that's how we do it. We're gonna show you the parts up close, and then we're gonna do the installation. We're gonna show you how to install it, and then we're gonna give you a before and after view of the video so you could see how it was before and how it is after we install it, and get your opinion about it. So at the end of the day, this was about $30 shipped internationally, which you can't beat. It's really well built. So let's go ahead and dive into how it looks. Okay, so let's start off and see what we have. So this is what was inside our package from Pro Spec Imports. We got this cool little decal, which we can never say no. And then we have, I guess, oh, look at this cool picture of a Supra, like that. And a couple of pictures of their other products. Always a nice little touch. And then we have here is the product itself. All right, so remember, this was international, which is pretty cool. All right, so what I believe here is we have a couple of bolts. I'm not sure if these are stainless steel or not, but I know that they are something. All right, let's see if I can get this out of here, tight fit. Okay, all right, it's out of here. All right, first off, what I like about it is that some of the other ones that I saw, guys, so this is the part that's gonna be outside of the car, this one right here. One thing I like about this is that it doesn't have a logo. Right? The other ones that I was looking at, they have logos on it. You know, it's just like, I want to buy a product and I don't want to be like a marketing or a billboard. I just want a clean look. But anyways, guys, it's a nice hard construction. I think it's built, and the painting on it, the coating and painting is really nice. There doesn't seem anything to look bad on that. All right, we will come over here and we have a gasket. And I like this gasket already because you gotta remember that this is gonna be an outside, and since we're gonna be covering a hole, we don't want any water or any of the elements coming inside the hatch. So I already like that this is a nice gasket. And the mating surface right here is actually pretty cool because the gasket fits over the mating surface and it's pretty much flush. So there's not going to be any issues with that gasket. And the other side is also flush. So this gasket, even though it's not super thick, it's going to be, it's about the size of a dime almost as far as thickness goes. You know, I think it's going to be perfect for what we're using it. The bottom part is not heavy at all, but it's very sturdy, well made. Again, I believe it's a billet. Again, painted very well. And essentially how this is going to go, this is going to go on the outside, right? And this is going to be our gasket. And then from the bottom of itself, we're gonna come back up, and this is gonna connect right here and go from here. Now, I'll have to be honest, I'm not sure what these two screws are for. One of them has a locking washer on it, so I personally would use that. If I put that, this probably, I guess they might be giving you two screws in case you wanna use this for something else, or if you don't have enough clearance, but we will figure that out. It's not very hard installation overall. So that is, well, installation as far as the product goes. So that is the product itself. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the installation. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the rear wiper itself. And how we're gonna do this, we're gonna pull this up. And there's going to be a bolt there. And let's see what size that is. Looks like it's a 10 millimeter. We loosened that up. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove it. Okay, so these wipers are on like almost, they're almost like on a gear almost. So you have to kind of wiggle. The most important thing is you do wanna leave the wiper on because you can hurt your windshield. Like let's say you're working on this and it comes down and hits it. You don't wanna do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and forth here. See if it comes off. Ah, there it goes. Boom. So I am using a 27mm socket, and this is like either a plastic or it's painted black and it's a thin nut. So I'm turning and it's loose. Doesn't take a lot of force afterwards. And you remove that. And there it is, and it is actually metal. Okay, so we have the latch up and we're ready to continue with our installation. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be removing this interior piece on the hatch, and I do want to note, guys, that it is being held by these clips. We'll show you them here in a minute, and if you damage those clips, this will be hanging, so we really want to avoid doing that. All right, let's go ahead and get started by removing this trim. So I'm going to be using these trim removable pieces. I'm not sure if they're going to be very helpful, but I think it's going to be better than using like a screwdriver or anything hard that could mar or damage the car itself. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is just kind of pull up on it a little bit and see. This is what I call probing, and then I don't want to, there we go, I don't want to over pry on stuff because that could be bad. Now the reason why trim tools are important is because you got to think about the materials. Like plastic is not really gonna, I mean, it still has the potential to damage and scratch stuff, but it's not gonna dig into the material. All right, so that's kind of stuck there. All right, we got that. Got that. Ow. That actually catches your finger pretty hard. All right, so it looks like these two pieces are loose, but some of this stuff is not budging right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try one more time, and if it doesn't come off, then I have to look inside there with the flashlight. So let me go get a flashlight to see what is impeding that. Okay, so I'm looking down here and I do see it's another clip, so I'm okay with that. The reason why I want to stop is whenever you get more force on something, you don't know what it is, you don't want to continue prying. Because if you do, you're going to hurt something. So, but again, this is digging into my fingers. Also, I have tint back here, so you want to be careful with the tint as well. So let's see if I can. All right, sounds a little destructive. All right, so we're there, and I'm going to show you why we're being careful is because these plastic clips, once they're broken, they're broken. So, all right, look at that, guys. I think we're just down to one last one. All right, and it's off. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom into what we're talking about. All right, let's see if I got a flashlight. Yep, okay. It's a really bright flashlight, so. All right, I don't know if the camera's catching it, but you see these plastic clips, guys, and in this little metallic or aluminum tab. All right, those is what keeps this trim piece up. If you could tell, if it breaks, there's nothing you can really do about it. So we got really lucky, nothing got broken. They're all there, and that's kind of what you want to do, is you don't want to break these. All right, let's continue. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with removing the wiper motor. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this connector here. It's like, okay. And then what I'm going to do, and this is just a personal thing, is I'm going to go ahead and wrap this connector in with some electrical tape, just so I can keep dust out of the pins, and it just keeps everything nice. All right. I'm probably going to do the same thing with the motor itself. Okay. Now we're going to see if we can remove this motor. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these 10mm bolts. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold the motor assembly just in case. So it doesn't fall. Okay, that is off. All right, now we're gonna remove this part. It comes right off. So I'm gonna be using some quick detailer to clean around the area. I did notice that there's some type of residue on here. Now, this car is over 20 years, of course. You guys know that. But underneath here is something that is actually coming off. It's almost has a grease effect, but the more I wipe, the more it actually comes off, which is great. Okay, so we clean it up and it looks great and it is actually ready for our new rear wiper delete kit. Okay, here's the top part and here's our gasket. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna wanna make sure we position this correctly. Because as you could tell, this diameter is smaller than this. So it's gonna be imperative that we try to get it as center as we can. And I think that's pretty good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, because it's got a nice washer in here, it's keeping it in place. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift it up and I'm gonna get the bottom part. And what I did is I actually checked the screws beforehand and the smaller screws seems to work well. The only thing is you wanna make sure you have the lock washer on here. If you guys can see that, the lock washer is this little washer here. And if you don't know what a lock washer is, it's imperfected in order for it to kind of dig in there. If it's gonna get loose, it kind of locks itself in there. So I'm gonna put this in here. What I'm gonna do is carefully, I'm gonna come up around here, press down on this because we don't want it to move too much. And I'm gonna screw in the bolt with my hand tight first. And I'm gonna get my Phillips screwdriver. I'm gonna turn it. Now real quickly, I start sensing some resistance from the lock washer. And what I'm gonna do is, when I feel a little bit of resistance, I'm gonna do about a quarter turn. Let me see, I'll probably do another quarter turn or just test it. All right, there we go. I think that's fine. All right, and I think we could call that done. And guys, our rear wiper delete kit is installed. And I think it looks pretty good. It blends in. And I don't think we're gonna have any issues. Now, one thing I will test, and I think just because it's nerdy in me, I'm gonna get some water and I'm gonna throw it on there, see what happens. And I think that's, as you can see guys, I have a ceramic coat. Look how that water just doesn't wanna stay on the car. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how our seal did. All right. And our seal held up, no water. Okay, I think we could call that good. Let's start reassembling everything. So I thought I'd save some time, guys. I'm sure you know how to reassemble everything. Just be careful with those tabs. But here it is, guys. Here's the after installed view. And again, I think it gives it a cleaner look. It's less messy back there and really emphasizes, the aerodynamics of the Supra. Well guys, thanks for watching this video. I'm gonna leave the link down below if you wanna buy this kit from Pro Spec. Really cool guys from New Zealand, and look forward to doing more business with them. I am not sponsored, by the way. This was just an idea. I didn't see anybody have any videos on it, and we thought it'd be cool. And yeah guys, I think it's gonna be really great. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. And if I post this video after Christmas, I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. And thank you again. Stay safe and stay tuned.